Good morning, everyone. I am Abhilash Naik from India. I will be talking about my reflections on a live class by Dr. Ramesh Sharma, one of my senior colleagues in Indira Gandhi National Open University, India. I have given the title of my reflections as Open Education Resources, the repository for online teaching and learning. First of all, in order to understand what he talked about, let us go to the first slide of Dr. Sharma. As we can see here in this slide, the subtitle reads like this: Knowledge Mobilization and Fostering New Learning Environments. It means open education resources, they are key to knowledge mobilization and they are very essential for creating and fostering new learning environments. Dr. Sharma started his discussion with the organization of the Global Education Summit in Washington in 2013 by the US Agency for International Development and its commitment to the Millennium Development Goals in the sphere of university primary education. He stressed on the need for creating educational opportunities and transforming education for people in the developing world. As all of us know, open education resources have a huge potential to improve and expand teacher training and professional development, particularly in those countries which grapple with teacher shortage and undereducated teachers. While talking about open education resources, he talked about the various educational providers. Among the providers, he included the providers from the government sector, providers from the non-governmental sector, providers from the intergovernmental sectors, and providers from the business sector. And then he talked about this non-profit ICOR Association for Support and Development Innovation in Open Access, Open Educational Practices and Resources. This organization, it looks after the administration of online community portal for information exchange, organization of scientific and educational events like conferences, summer schools, etc., establishment of creative partnerships between ICOR members to advance open research and open education internationally. While talking about these agencies, the providers from different parts of the world, he talked about this organization, teachers and teacher educators from sub-Saharan Africa, then the OER University. Then he talked about some of the challenges that are faced by education today. Challenges in terms of numbers, in particular in developing countries where there is a lot of need for increasing education opportunities for people because of the increasing number of people, the relevance of the programs which are offered online and face-to-face, the quality of the programs which are offered, the accessibility of the programs, the cost of the programs, and the speed of the programs. These are some of the challenges which exist in education. So he aimed at using his topic for discussing all these issues and challenges. He also talked about this virtual dialogue on open education resources. These resources, they focused on 3 discussion forums. They aimed at the political bodies, because unless the political bodies are motivated to do something for the benefit of the people, nothing can be done. Then the second discussion forum, it aimed at the education institutions and NGOs working on issues related to OER, the private sector and the civil society. And the third discussion forum of this virtual dialogue was on public discussion forum, because it was meant for the public, because unless the public supports an initiative by any organization, it cannot be a successful initiative. He also talked about some of the funding agencies so far which have been funding OER over the years. They included the Hewitt Foundation, Higher Education Academy, the JISC, and Sakyat from India. These are some of the agencies that he talked about. Now he talked about the most important one, that is the OERs, a global movement. In this part of his presentation, he talked about the different initiatives by the agencies like, as you can see here, IGNU, NAPTEL and FlexiLearn from India, SGTU from China, KFU, PM and Qasim College of Medicine from Saudi Arabia, Virtual University of Pakistan, Open Courseware of USU from Indonesia, University of Technology Malaysia, Open Courseware of University of Malaysia, and OER repository of WU Malaysia, OER Africa, POER UP, TOCWC from Taiwan, and Open Courseware of Hokkaido University Japan, and some universities from Sri Lanka, Iran and South Korea. His focus was on different kinds of OER initiatives which are available across the world. And while doing this, he also talked about some of the models of OER that we will be talking about later on. He also focused on the UNESCO Paris Declaration on OER with the slogan, "Everyone has the right to education," the Cape Town Declaration of OER 2007 with the focus on open education, virtual dialogue on open education resources, which had discussion forum at 3 levels. We have already talked about that. Okay, so now he talked about the different kinds of models which are there available for OER. They are the content centered models, the learner centered models, and the creation centered models. Then also he talked about the BUSSC OER model. BUSSC OER model means Virtual University for Small States of Commonwealth. This is also a very important model and it is worth emulating. Now he talked about the various kinds of barriers which are there for the application of OER across the world. These barriers included lack of sharing culture. If one country doesn't want to share its culture, share its repository with the other country, it will not allow OER to be shared by other countries. Language is one more important barrier. Technology, as all of us know, it can be a barrier particularly for developing countries. Economic conditions, economic barriers, they also come in the way because development and delivery of OER requires a lot of effort on this front. Then regulatory framework, they also very much necessary for implementation of OER. Unless the government or the policymakers they decide to go ahead for something, they don't allow it. And copyright issues are also there, so legal issues are also there in this problem. So he talked about various kinds of problems, various kinds of barriers which are there for the use of OER. Now he talked about the open education practice. Open education practice, it's a characteristic of open education practice compared with conventional forms of professional practice is that it changes the natures of relationship because it requires a different kind of relationship with different categories of stakeholders. As you can see here, changes that we can see here, they are the between the academics and the support staff, because the academics here, they are required to depend a lot on the support staff for support at different terms. Amongst the academics, that is also very much required because networking and collaboration between academics is very much necessary for development and delivery of OER. Between academics and the students, now the relationship between the students and the teachers has changed a lot. And finally, between the academics and the organizations, including the university where they are employed, because that is also a very important factor. Unless the university allows the academics to go ahead for these online courses and open education resources, the teachers cannot do anything about it. Finally, he invited all the participants to join the OER Foundation, which was a very good initiative. What I have gained from this presentation, first of all, his last concluding remarks that we can further explore, find, search, collaborate for content creation, document, remix, license and share OER, and curate and share. That was a very wonderful point to know. What I have gained here, the presentation was a wonderful introduction to OER and is provocative enough to inspire anybody to join it and explore its rich resources for qualitative teaching learning transactions. I have been greatly benefited from the presentation as it has made me aware of the rich repository of resources available online from various parts of the world which can be successfully used for my personal and professional growth. My plans for future. I will be making use of the OER for all my academic activities wherever possible to improve the quality of my instructional output, particularly the online classes I am planning to hold during the forthcoming years. I am planning to join the OER movement in whatever capacity I can to further its mission. Thank you very much.